Yeah, man. Okay, so yeah, man. It's Kevin Christian. It's the 11th of October, I believe. So um, I want to talk about mind control and the effects that it's going to have on society, because this is not something that's discussed at all, not at all. So before I get started, um, I got a brick wall in the background, and in the past, I've been accused of supporting the Masons and um, gang stalking and all kinds of things because I had to look, he's got a brick wall behind him. I don't get it. I mean, first of all, I can't say for certain that Masons are involved with this gang stalking or neural monitoring stuff. Maybe some of them have it, but a lot of people have it, period. Um, I don't know any gang stalkers that are Masons, just to let you know. Maybe they are part of it. I don't know. I reached out before to some Mason people, and I didn't get any response from them. But um, just to tell you where I stand, I don't really think so. Um, just because personal experience. So I know everybody's situation is different in certain ways. Everybody's like, oh, well, your program's different than my program. No, my gang stalkers are different than your gang stalkers. The technology is the same. And I don't believe that there is a set program. There are similarities that a lot of them do because the way that mind control works and neural monitoring works, it presents the opportunity for certain advantages for them if you don't have access to it. But uh, yeah, I mean, there's some bricks in the background, and a lot of people live in brick houses. Unless you want the big bad wolf to blow your house down. Otherwise, I don't know what else to tell you about that. Um, as far as mind control, so you have to really think about these things. You have to think about what could happen. You know, if it really comes out, like everybody got mind control, or everybody gets theirs, or what's going to happen? Are they going to try to turn everybody off? And that seems to be what one thing that I believe is concern for a lot of people because I do know people that have access to neural monitoring that are not gang stalkers that don't seem to be campaigning against gang stalking, as far as I know, but I don't know. Until you know, you don't know. So I do believe that a lot of people have a fear that they would lose access to this technology and, you know, getting turned off. It's like a big deal, right? But so many people have access to neural monitoring at this point that it's going to be very difficult for anybody to turn anything off. Um, I think maybe it could become something that's more like a pay service, you know, like a cellular plan or something like that. But it's like your satellite broadcast, EMF broadcast plan, your mind control plan. I don't know. Um, I do know that there's a lot of positive things that can come from this technology as far as people being able to gain information and access to things that are happening or whatever. There's no secrets, um, you know, but I guess you could keep things a secret, just turn your neural monitoring off, but then somebody else have their neural monitoring on and don't be around nobody or around no broadcast. I don't even know if that's possible to not be around any broadcast. Even if you don't have anybody turned on to you directly, like connected to you, there still could probably be some broadcast in the vicinity, the area around you. So, um, you know, also I want to talk about one other thing real quick. There's been several people in the past, many people actually. There's been many people come out with videos about me and many people talking about me and making fun of me and different things. And many times they've turned out to be just like weirdo quacks and losers and um, just some kind of weirdos, really. And it doesn't matter because here's the thing, right? I'm on point with it, and I'm not afraid to say that because there might be some things that I don't have exactly right, but for the most part, I understand how this technology works, and I understand what gang stalkers do and how they use it and how they access things and a lot of things about it. I know a lot about broadcast, and there's a lot of things that I've been the first and still even the only one to really come out and talk about these things. So Somebody pointed out to me that recently, just some more people doing videos about me, and I just don't care. I don't even care at all, unless they cross the line. You know, if you cross the line into doing something that's criminal, you know, as far as talking about me, or some kind of slander, or talking about my family, or bringing up personal information or something like that, something that's illegal, then I got a problem with it. But otherwise, if you want to just talk about me, make fun of me, go for it, because um, how you gonna be looking really? Because if you're making fun of me, it's a good chance that you already have access to neural monitoring and you're just trying to take shots to discredit somebody. But I'm not stopping. This train is runaway at this point, and so it's not stopping. And you might not want to find yourself looking stupid coming out against this person that's coming out with the real facts about how neural monitoring works and really pushing the agenda of like trying to tell people, hey, this is what you need to look into, this is what you need to learn about, this is how it works, this is what you need to be careful of, don't let them deceive you, this and that stuff. Yeah, okay, there's going to be some people making fun of me. I welcome that. I think it's funny too. I think it's funny too. um, and I know how bizarre it sounds. It's not my fault that I'm way ahead of so many people that don't know anything about it. But at the same time, it's my circumstances probably that makes me way ahead, because I've had to deal with so much, and because of my situation and how I was so closely intertwined with all of these, some of these people that had access to neural monitoring. Some of these girls really in the past, and it's been long, long time ago now, and I've been getting gang stalked now for like 7 years, and it's been so long. But um, obviously, I don't associate with these people, but there has been people that I do associate with that have decided to uh, join up with these gang stalkers, and then there's been people that I've met basically over broadcast that are part of this whole gang stalker group. But I want you to think about some things. Moving on, moving on. I want you to think about some things as far as neural monitoring. All right, the masses. Right, what happens when what is it like 10? There's like I don't know the exact number. I'm guessing. I think I heard like the last time I looked into it, I think it was like 10 billion people in the world or something close to that. Maybe it was like 7 billion. Okay, and the United States didn't even have a billion yet. I think we're like closing in on 800 million in the whole United States. All right, that's a lot of people, but then I think China has the most with like over a billion people, or maybe a couple. But I don't know. I don't know the exact stats, but there's plenty of billions of people. What happens when they all find out that your thoughts are not safe? That this broadcast stuff has been going on, that people can attack you. What happens when if it comes out and everybody's like wanting to get their neural monitoring, and all of a sudden everybody finds out that such and such has been torturing me, or like I lost my kids and ended up in a mental asylum because my ex wanted to uh, destroy me in that way, or like my family member died or committed suicide because such and such was attacking them and using mind control. And what happens when all of this comes to the light? So you wonder why you go to the police department, they don't want to do anything about this, right? This is opening up a can that ain't nobody trying to open up. They ain't trying to open up because this is going to cause the biggest revolution and probably mass hysteria, riots and instability in every region. Okay, you're going to have people flipping out everywhere, talking about artificial telepathy, and you don't even need a phone. We just call you up on artificial telepathy. Yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? Just hearing people somewhere else, right? You can make those kind of connections, right? And when people find out that technology is like 50 years ahead of what's available, and that all of the world governments have been just fraudulent this whole time, right? Of course they don't want this to come out. Of course they don't want people to find out about mind control. Okay, mind control can be an amazing thing, and in many ways, because two heads are better than one, right? But it has to be consensual. It has to be consensual. Otherwise, it's slavery, it's mind control, it's human trafficking, buying and selling neural monitors, it's crimes against humanity, it's genocide. It's all of those things if it's not consensual. Okay. Um, I know this guy, right? He's a really good dancer. I think he's secretly a Jabberwocky. I'll never say who he is. He's a friend of mine. But I know he has neural monitoring, and he's better at this than me. This is called poi. Okay, he's better at poi than me, um, and he's better at dancing than me. And sometimes he's so good, though. Sometimes I wonder if he's not using some kind of mind control programs to learn from people who've created and sell programs, and then you connect to that and like learn from it. Like I know kung fu, right? That's really how neural monitoring can be. But I don't doubt him. He studies his stuff and he's really good at a lot of things. And I have a feeling that sometime in the future we're going to be doing some stuff together, and it's very possible that he may help me in the long run. Um, and then there's some other people that I believe, that I know have neural monitoring that I believe are actually looking out for me. And like I said, it always brings the question to my mind, like, why? Why do they watch all of the torture, or why do they know that all of the torture and the horrible things are going on? You really do have people committing suicide. You really do have people losing their families. You really do have people falsely imprisoned, and you got rapists that steal children getting away with it, and you got murderers getting away with it, and none of this has to be happening. And society could change so much, but see, all the laws have to be rewritten. And then what do we do about all of what's previously happened? See, this is not a simple thing. This whole revolution. Um, Forgive me for having on the most raggedy headphones. These are my Beats, and they really were worn out like 4 years ago, but I had to resort back to them because I lost one AirPod, and so I got one, and I lost one, and then my V motors, the switch I guess messed up, and they won't go to Bluetooth, so I can still use them with my plug-in, like if I'm trying to make music or something, but I can't. I might take them apart and see if this I can fix the switch before I have to go ahead and spend a couple $100 to get a new set. But I really like them. I like them better than the Beats or whatever. And they don't pay me to advertise or anything like that. They're just I'm a headphone connoisseur, and they're the best headphones that I found. Was the V Moda so far, but I've never tried a lot of other different ones. But they just have a really solid construction. They fit really well, and I like them the best out of what I've found so far. But what I want to do is find something medium, some medium in between these big things and like earbuds, and find some medium that really bumps, but it ain't so big. So I'm looking into that anyway. But this whole mind control thing, man, they do make programs, by the way. Okay, I've seen broadcasts. I've seen broadcast holograms as I spin, right? As I'm spinning exactly with me, as they create programs, and like if I learn moves, and then they're adding that to their programs. And so that's something that can happen, and you can learn from those programs, and they can sell those programs. It's one of the business side of neural monitoring, other than just live streaming. It's the theft of intellectual creative content. And so all these gang stalkers that are on my channel that have been on here for a decade almost, or that maybe they have, maybe more than that. But I've known about them or I've seen things that let me know they were there. I still didn't know about them in 2013, but looking back, there was things that were happening that let me know for certain that they were definitely there in 2013. So that's 8 years, you know. And so they've been on my channel that I know of for 8 years. And I know the girl that has possession of my neural monitoring that has allowed all these people on. They got pyramid schemes running, they make money doing live streams, making programs, and it funnels to that person, to everybody involved, and they're all, maybe they have to buy a position or whatever, or maybe they buy like an app or some space on my devices for their virtual machines or whatever. And I've done a lot to try to figure out how to get rid of them off my devices. But as far as getting rid of a gang stalker that has access to your stuff, um, they're able to use EMF broadcast to live as a broadcast, to become part of the programming of everything. And it's just it's I'm still learning, okay, but I'm still learning how to describe it, okay, and how to replicate their actions as far as hacking and stuff, and how to describe what they are capable of doing, more than I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. I know what they're doing, but it's so bizarre and it's so deep. It's very difficult to describe the things that happen with EMF broadcasts. So it's going to be a new world. There's no such thing as privacy. Um, maybe there is. Maybe you could set it up to have at least sovereignty of the mind. I'm sure you can set it up that way where you can at least have sovereignty of the mind. But I don't know about as far as like other broadcast people coming around and like watching you or whatever. I don't. There might be no such thing as privacy anymore. I don't know. Um, but it's definitely something where all the laws have to be rewritten, okay, and then you have to look at everything that's already happened. So um, you have to make certain laws have to be retroactive, and then how do you deal with the people that have used it for absolute terrorism and they're guilty of murder and treason, human trafficking and slavery? Because this whole thing right now, the way it's boiling down, this thing is slavery. What do the meters do? That's a good question. Um, so I don't know everything about every meter. I do have a high end meter, and somebody actually sent it to me years ago. Um, but as far as like EMF broadcasts, what they do, um, all the different meters that I've used, as far as like I've used iPhones and Androids and a couple other mobile devices that have the technology, the certain sensors inside of them, like the magnometer and the different things. There's like three different ones, I think. And if it has all of those, iPhones have the pretty much you could say that iPhones have the highest quality components in them. Okay, and some of the Androids, the high end Androids, have high quality components in them. But iPhones are known for having the best components built into them. So those three components, the magnometer and the other two, I forget what they are, um, they allow for like an EMF detector application to work very well for what gang stalkers are doing, because um, like the EM 390, I think is what I got. And it's a higher end. It's at least mid level. It's more of a professional meter, and it's harder to really tell what's going on as far as EMF broadcast, because it's picking up a lot of things. It's picking up like Wi-Fi's and Bluetooths and other stuff, cellular stuff, and it's picking up all kind of stuff. And so you have to become like an expert to know exactly what's going on with that, I guess. But if you get like if you have an iPhone or an Android that has the right components in it, and you get something called EMF detector, an application. All right, so this is how it works. Okay, you turn it on, and typically you're going to have in between 45 and 50, and it's going to be a P, it's going to be like a U with a P tail on it. So it's like a P tail with a U, and then T. All right, and that's micro. That's a symbol for micro, and then the T is for Teslas, micro Teslas. Some of them have other measurements, like gauze or micro gauze or different things. Go with one that has the micro Teslas so you can understand better. All right, because you're going to have about 45 to 50 micro Teslas is typical and common for everywhere that the Earth's magnetic field is, because you're going to get a measurement just off of that. Just the Earth has the electromagnetic field EMF. Okay, so that's the typical measurement you're going to get standard. No, if you get lower than that, there's something weird affecting it. All right, you want to see like 45, 46, 47, 48, right in that range. Okay. So a lot of us, we turn on the meter and boom, it jumps up. You might even have it on and watch it just jump up to 150 or 800 or 420 or whatever, any number that's out of the out of the typical numbers, okay, from 45 to 50. So when it jumps up like that, a lot of times you can turn with it and you'll see it fluctuate greatly, okay? And that's telling you that there is some powerful force that is directional from some direction. And it's hard to tell which direction, but let me tell you what's happening. When that happens with the meteor, a lot of people think that, oh, they're beaming me, they're killing me with the microwave weapons right now. That's not what it is. Okay. What it actually is they turn on a broadcast to see you. Okay, and it's very likely that you have some reflective surface around you, like this, like this would be good. It's a black tinted window, and that would be a good reflective surface. Um, Chrome or like a brass trophy or anything like that, right? And they can actually watch you, right? So they turn on the broadcast and then put it right there on that surface, and then they can receive that back on whatever frequencies or whatever they're using, and then it gives them a view. So it's like a camera. So when you see your EMF meter jump up to 2 or 300, right, they just turned on a camera, a remote virtual camera that doesn't even exist, that actually gives them a view to watch you. All right, and then that's the live stream. That's the live stream right there. So they turn that on. You got a live stream going. They got a camera view of you without even having to have a camera. And the meanwhile, you think that they're beaming you with something. Now, look, I know a lot of people think that they're beaming you with something. Okay, let me tell you what I know for absolute certain. I would never lie to y'all. And if I didn't know for absolute certain, I would tell you I don't really know. Okay, but when they attack you and you feel it and it hurts and you feel that pain, right? And it could burn you or it could just hurt or all these things that we feel, okay? That is a broadcast attacking you. So say for instance, right? Um, Somebody, whomever's gang stalking you, puts on their little mind control headset and they connect to and they're living as a broadcast. They're living as a broadcast. So they're in their mind, right? They'll have eye covers over their eyes because they can see from the broadcast. Right? The broadcast could be a hologram standing right here, the invisible hologram that can attack you, right? Or it could be just they could connect to what they call a monitor, where they have it on your body, and two people connected on neural monitoring will have a monitor on each other. So they can see from that, right? So they wear the eye covers because they're human, right? You open your eyes and you see, but then at the same time you're seeing this what's emitted into your mind from the broadcast, right? You got two views and it gets confusing. So they wear the eye covers so they can clearly see the broadcast view. All right. So they're actually able to connect to and live as a broadcast through broadcast frequencies. So when I say broadcast, it can mean different things, right? And so when you talk about EMF broadcast and neural monitoring, there's several things that broadcast can mean, but when they're broadcast like a hologram broadcast, right? And they could touch you. It could touch you, right? And it can hurt and it can penetrate right through you and it can hurt bad because it's not like a sound wave or like a flesh human, right? It could just wave right through your heart, right? And then it feel like, oh, they're attacking my heart, right? It could just reach in there and just touch your heart and just hold on to it, right? And then you feel like you're being electrocuted or something like in your heart or anywhere else, right? They can be this big and crawl in your ear and start touching your eardrum. All right, or they can be 10 feet tall and swamp you like that. All right, I swear to God they can. And then they can also be standing as a broadcast 20 feet away from you and have pew, 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 a little beam laser gun. Pew, pew, pew. It's still broadcast. Is that a direct energy weapon? Depends on how you look at it, I guess. I fully in my heart believe, and I don't know because I haven't done a lot of research, and there's really no way for me to absolutely know without having neural monitoring. But I fully believe that the whole thing with the Havana syndrome and those diplomats, and I believe that was a group of people that got together and used EMF broadcast to attack those diplomats. And I also believe because of the logic, I just think things through. And so I believe that they did it with the intention to bring awareness to the whole thing. Now, right now, I could feel a broadcast like just, and they could just appear, right? They could just be like, on a broadcast there. Like poof, all of a sudden they could be right there. So I feel a little broadcast. It starts fluttering my eyelashes, right? They want me to be like start looking like doing all kinds of crackhead moves, right? That's what they want. That's what they want. So they love to get on my eyes and mess with my eyes. They could just jump into your eye. They could do all kinds of things. You crawl into your mouth and start touching on your nerves in your teeth and cause you feel like you're being electrocuted, right? They could just get in your mouth and put a big broadcast in your mouth and just leave it there. And then just leave it there and then go connect to a different broadcast and have multiple broadcasts. We'll just leave one in your mouth to, while you sleep, you wake up with the super dry mouth and the worst breath. Like they have an intention to hurt you, some of them. Some of them have an intention and they think these things through. They attack you in ways that could be considered mutilation, and they attack you in ways that they want to cause a specific type of damage over time, and then they work at it. They work at it. So it's a systematical torture, and they do these things. But when they're attacking you, you think that it's somebody over there in the attic, across the road with their direct energy beam. If they had a direct energy beam gun, the FBI would be over there dragging them out of here in about 2 minutes. Okay, they do not have that. If you try to build one, I promise the feds will come straight over there and get you. I promise they will. All right, they do not let people build microwave beam guns and direct energy weapons. They're not beaming you with their phone. They're able to live as broadcast and they can attack you with broadcast. That's always what it is. 100%. They do not have microwave beam weapons. And I want to be real clear about that. I know this from experience because I've seen it. I've known gang stalkers. I've seen what they do. And I know for absolute certain, okay, they do not have microwave beam weapons. And if they did, they would be dragged out of their house by some feds in about 5 minutes, I promise. So that's the biggest misconception in this whole thing. And I want to be very clear about that because, and I'll stake my reputation on it all day, every day. All day, every day, I'll tell you the same thing because I know. And so I don't like it that everybody's confused and that we all have these misconceptions. And so people don't understand. They're booing me right now. The one I call fat idiot, one of the Howard Circle guys. He's booing me right now. He said, "Boo!" Him and his family, they're always going, "Boo, boo." One time I was out at this nightclub, and it was like 3 or 4 of them. They were all going, "Boo, boo," and I was like, "Just stop, man! Like this is embarrassing, really. Like they embarrassed me." I was like, "I gotta go, man." And I don't leave. I don't deter my plans for them ever, man. But it was embarrassing. I was like, you gotta shut up, man. You can't be embarrassing me like some kind of idiot. But they're the ones that I'm stuck with, because the person that has possession of my neural monitoring has deals with them and they're allowed to get on there. I think if anybody could just come on your neural monitoring, um, there would be people want to help other people. They're not all bad people. I'm still trying to figure out why things are the way they are, but I'm gonna keep digging into it. But it doesn't matter. I feel like I'll get mine eventually, and even if I'm not allowed, permitted to just to help everybody, I'll definitely destroy these gang stalkers that's been doing this stupid stuff to me, and they're gonna pay up. They're gonna pay up, and I'm not worried about it. Um, they want to deter my success, and I'm just riding on them, and I'm gonna continue to ride on them. And like I said, this train is runaway, so it ain't stopping. It ain't stopping, and I got no deals for them. There ain't no deals to be made with these idiots. The deal is you get destroyed for being such idiots because they really are. They seem like they got mental disorders. They've been on mind control so long, and they just sit there and say whatever you're thinking. You think something, and they say, "Hey," like say if I thought, man, this is a cool shirt I got on, right? They'd be like, hey, that's a cool shirt you got on. I was like, shut up, man. Like, they want to make it seem like, oh, we're on the same wavelength, bro. We think alike, right? Right? We don't think alike, bro. You're raping my thoughts and stealing my thoughts and stealing my intellectual and creative content, and you're they're mind control idiots, and they use it for slavery, and they try to run their live stream. You probably notice if you got artificial telepathy where they talk to you out loud, you might notice that they're always seem to be announcing something. They're like, oh, this MF, this and that, and like talking about whatever I'm doing. It's like he's doing this and that and blah blah, and you could tell that they're announcing something, right? And that's how I realized like years ago, like let's be doing some kind of show or something. You know, I still feel them on my eyes. They keep getting in my eyes, right? So we start flaking out like a crackhead, twitching my eyes. Ugh. That's what they want. They've been doing it. This the one I call Stain, him and this guy Tony, and then Marcus and his brother and these idiots. They keep getting on my eyes, right? And they've been doing horrible things to torture me, and they've been doing stuff to my family and trying to ruin my life every day for at least 7, 8 years, right? Why would I just walk away and like make some kind of deal? Like, okay, cool, yeah, I'm gonna let you just go ahead, go do it to somebody else. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. They've dedicated their whole lives to trying to destroy me or torture me or whatever. They're not going to win. I promise you, they're not going to win. Broadcast, fluttering my eyelashes. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They got nothing better to do. They got nothing going in their life. They're worthless, trash of society, and they're parasites. They deserve capital punishment, but I would love to see them catch about 40 years so they know that they're going to die in that hellhole. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.